G'day, it's Robbie Regain. Well, here's a quick update on the set of drawers that I cut off the top of the old steel filing cabinet in the last video. You can see they fit in there just perfect. I mean, it's amazing considering I made this stand up with no foresight as far as what was going in there. And then I put those black steel drawers in there. That's an old toolbox that I salvaged and got for nothing, and now I've got this for nothing, these drawers. And basically you can see I've done away with the shelf that went along there. That's gone, and now I put all my wrenches and stuff on top. Actually a little bit more clearance, and on the right in the green tub is my quick change tool post fittings for up on the Schwalbe there. Whoa, where are we? Right there. I'll come in close on it. So it actually fitted pretty good. I mean, in fact, I didn't have a millimetre to spare. It just is amazing how it fitted in, you know. And we've got my test pieces and spare chuck jaws and knurling thing. Just really good. And down the bottom we've got some room for some other stuff. So overall it turned out really good. I was going to have the cabinet back and then level with that and then put handles on it. But I was a bit worried about how this would go as far as pulling up the handles. It might crush it in because it's a pretty tinny, really. Pretty tinny drawer, so I just did it the way they do it, where you come in through the side. So I just stood it proud, and yeah, it looks okay. It's not in the way. In fact, it actually makes it easier to sort of pick up the wrenches and stuff for the 32 collet chuck. So yeah, pretty good. You can see around the back here that I've put some angle brackets there and there, pop riveted them to the back, and I've got gutter bolts going through the board on the bench and a nut underneath. That's to stop the back tipping up, because the trouble with these filing cabinets is all of them, if you pull the drawer right out and any sort of weight in it, the leverage will lift up the back of the cabinet. So you always just bolt them down like that, and it can't happen. So I've still got quite a bit of space there to put oil bottles and stuff, and there's my old Century repulse motor, and all this bench is all made up out of salvage. Everything I make up is salvage, and yeah, all that's left over is the bottom drawer, which sharp is I don't know what I can do with that. I think it's pretty useless. It'll probably go in the scrap heap next time I take some junk down. But what I did on the drawer over there was I filled in the bottom section where I'd cut off, which basically looked like that. I just cut some board out and put in a section in there and a bit in there, like just compressed fibre board, and then just drilled a nail through the sides, and that came up good and rigid. And I put a straight edge on it when I did it, so I got it nice and level. And so if you do when you cut the sides, allow for the depth of the board. You know, I mean, you're better to go a bit extra than not enough, and because you're going to have to brace it, I think, in some way, so it sits flat without digging in on these sharp edges. And yeah, that turned out good. I mean, the other thing you could do is put some sort of slew of tubing on here all the way around so it doesn't dig in, but just a bit of board, that worked really well. You can never have too many shelves and drawers, and the other day I put in that bottom shelf, you know, the stand was all as is, and I had tall stuff in under there that I didn't need to have there, so I cut some angle iron and bolted it up the shelf. I didn't weld it, and just bolted it on, and then I had this piece of timber which was a top of a desk that, you know, once again you salvage this stuff, you know, think about it, and think about what you're getting. The top of a desk, you know, you think, oh, I don't want an old desk, but the top makes a fantastic shelf, you know, if it's good thick stuff, which it was. That's solid. It's not compressed particle board. You know, real timber's better, but particle board works fine. I've got particle board in the other one, and yeah, even the drawers out of an old desk, they work fine. The shelving here is actually that's actually a bit of shelving that sits in under the spanning beam lathe stand, and you know, I don't really care what it looks like. I mean, you can spend a fortune, get custom built shelves, and or build your stand to a set of really nice big you know, drawers and that, but you're talking hundreds and hundreds of dollars for a hobby that, well, who cares? I mean, this works fine. It's built to my specification. So yeah, you know, don't be afraid to use salvage. All of this steel was all salvaged. The beam, everything was salvaged, and you save a fortune. It makes all these hobbies affordable, you know. Otherwise, if you outlay all this stuff on new stuff, you're going to pay through the nose, you know. It'll be a hell of a lot more expensive. The main reason that I wanted to fit these drawers is, apart from just having the extra storage capability, I wanted to move this stuff out of here, put it into there, so that I can do this, make up another collet rack. These are metric, these are DIN standard, and I want to put a collet rack in here for Imperial, so I've got one of each, set of each. And also Banggood have sent me a set to review. I've held off on reviewing collets from Banggood for, well, I've been doing it for a couple of years now, because the quality's been pretty poor, all the reviews have been terrible, and I wouldn't, you know, I wouldn't recommend what they've had up until now. They seem to have lifted their game in the ads, so I said, okay, send me a set, but it's still going to be reviewed as I see it, and if they don't scrub up, well, they don't scrub up. So none of my reviews ever gild the lily, but it would be nice to have a set of both, because sometimes, even though metric will do Imperial as well, certain sizes in the mid-range, you find that they're either a little bit too tight or a little bit too loose. So that's what's coming. Stay tuned. That'll be the next video. Collet review from Banggoods, and I just hope they've improved upon what they've been selling up until now. Okay, that's it from me. Until then, cheers.